Check, check,
Check, check, check.
do it.
Check.
Check.
I think we're solid.
All right, here we go.
Can you bear me now?
Now you can. Now you might hear something.
Well,
we
there's
say.
nobody out there yet, but whenever you do get out there, can you bear me now?
Well, I set the time for 4:30.
Yeah, so they might show up.
They'll come in.
Yeah.
So, well, let's give them some shit to catch up on, man. Let's see here. Light things. Puerto Rico becoming a state.
Never gonna happen.
You don't think so?
Nope.
Why not?
Because well, now you got to get through the House of Representatives. You got to get through both houses to make that happen. And with a divided government, it's never going to happen. And let's be honest, what's the difference between our relationship now and having them a state? Like, for real. Like, we already fund them. We already give them money. We already, I know it's just a territory. So to be an official state, to me, all that does,
They pay us taxes. Right now, what we do for them is donate money. We make them a state. It's like the mafia coming in and paying you for protection. Then we make
that's
them
the
a
thing.
state.
they're
They get
territory.
they get
So they
states'
don't,
rights.
but they don't pay taxes to us.
They do if we make them a state.
Yeah. But they don't as of now.
All those Puerto Rican people who we have been feeding for years, right? We've been feeding them, giving them aid, sending submarines down when there's a hurricane, etc., etc., etc. All of these benefits we've been giving them for absolutely free.
It's not really free.
For the most
I
part.
mean,
Between
Poor-
FEMA and the UN,
but-
they're on international Medicaid.
yeah. Right. Well, I mean, it's no different than the state we live in. The state of West Virginia is on government welfare plan. Like, we can't survive on our own. We're no different than Puerto Rico. Only difference is we're landlocked. We're here, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we do get to use Puerto Rico as our personal playground. It's like our own little tropical oasis. You know what I mean? If you really, and you don't have to be rich to fly out there, dude.
No.
I mean, it's not too expensive.
No. But if we make them a state, all those people who have been living
become citizens.
And
now they have free movement of travel, which means off that fucking island and onto the mainland.
And now they owe taxes.
And now that's a whole fucking island of whichever leaning policies they have.
So you're telling me,
because I don't know, do they? Are they left leaning? Are they right leaning? I don't know how Puerto Rico governs itself. I know they have a mayor.
They're probably,
but I really don't know.
I'm willing to
what they consider themselves.
I'm willing to venture to say what they're told versus what they know. There's two different things.
I think during Trump's administration, though, they came out more left leaning because that was that big hurricane came through, devastated the island. Then the mayor got caught a few months later saying, well, hiding the aid. Remember that shit?
Yeah. A few months, Trump was out of office.
Well, she got caught.
Yeah, they found a warehouse. It was
during the Trump administration, they were like, he hasn't sent us no help.
Right.
This, that, the third, like nothing. And all the water, I think it was water bottles and just all kinds of other shit that just left on the runway, like in a fucking airport runway somewhere. I was like, what the fuck? So I kind of think that they do kind of lean left. Now I do remember that story. But either way, it doesn't matter to me. I
don't think they lean left anymore because, well, they might. But truth of the matter is, you have to theorize. I'll call it the Cuba theory. The reason they won't let Cubans come here is because they recognize these policies and they're like,
But Cubans are from a communist regime. They're more likely to be Republicans than coming from that shit.
How many Puerto Ricans will we come to find out realize that Trump sent that aid, and then they decided to hide it? Then just for political reasons, He sent 2 submarines down there, and everybody said that's nothing. But no, 2 nuclear submarines just sitting in port, hooked up to a power grid. Well, that's healthy, dude. That'll pretty much run the eastern seaboard.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 2 nuclear reactors.
Ooh, yeah, definitely. But I do see something on your board that you didn't even touch on, and that surprises the shit out of me.
Whoa, what I miss?
Oh, you missed something big.
What?
Big.
What?
Bro, we just discovered fusion technology.
Oh no, you can't see it. But what caught my attention this week was transhumanism and genetic engineering. The baby pods.
No. I did see that, but no.
We have fusion technology.
We just they fucking launched 2 baby stars at each other, basically, and what came out was
The black hole.
They created fusion energy, a positive net gain after the explosion. Like, this is huge, Justin. Like, people don't understand how huge this is. Like, this is the end, the beginning of the end of all fossil fuels. This is an unlimited energy source. This is the energy source that takes us to Mars. This is the energy source that takes us to deep space. Because it's a renewable energy. There is no fuel. This is baby nuclear engines in your fucking car. This is huge, bro. I'm really surprised that this was not on your board, like top of the board.
I haven't seen it.
Holy shit.
I haven't seen it.
Holy shit. Come on, let's see if
I
can
have
get my
not
computer
seen
up. But yeah, dude, I got it up on headed up on Twitter, but we can look it up on Twitter.
Who invented it?
It's not an invention. That they've been working on this for like 15 years in these labs in California. They have like a mini Hadron Collider, basically, in California.
Apparently, there was one in Georgia.
Well, the big one's in like Sweden.
That's
or some
CERN.
shit, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's the big one.
That gets creepy the more you talk about CERN.
Right. I mean,
Now, I realize that the Hydrogen Collider is probably a very important scientific. Hey, Christy. There she is.
Hey, what's
I
up?
realize that's some important scientific shit for a lot of reasons, but that shit they got going on in Sweden with the prey, with the little devils and shit. What the fuck? What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
What's that blue shit going on in the sky above CERN? That's some different things.
Here we go. Let's see.
What's going on, Christy?
Yeah. But yeah, dude, like here's just a picture, like the picture that they had, but they exploded these fucking particles here and they created a net positive after an explosion. So the explosion creates many implosions, which then in turn put out positive net energy gain. Like, this is huge.
You know what creeps me out more than anything?
The breakthrough in nuclear fusion.
Excited. You know what creeps me out more than anything? How cheap Hollywood science fiction movies always seem to know exactly what this shit's going to look like when it works.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us again.
Dude, did you see Mark Zuckerberg getting questioned this week?
By who?
By Josh Hawley.
No. Dude, like I said, on Mondays, is my catch-up day.
So apparently a Facebook whistleblower came forward. And Josh Hawley was asking Mark Zuckerberg about the Tasks platform. Now, the Tasks platform is how they communicated with themselves and apparently FBI members. Surprise.
Did this happen this week?
The video was fresh up this week.
Because I know he got questioned in Congress a few months ago. But I don't know.
He mentioned some of the recent stuff going on at Twitter. So this is more recent than the first Twitter file drop.
Because I thought they were on winter reset. I didn't think Congress is even in right now.
Yeah, the Twitter file 7 dropped today. We're going to go hard on that.
We're getting ready to go on that for sure here in just a little bit. Actually, Twitter file 6 was yesterday.
Yeah,
or Saturday.
Saturday. We're going to speed through it. We're going to go through it.
But yeah, that.
Well, What I asked earlier about Joe Biden, or not Joe Biden, but Joe Manchin and his pipeline.
Oh yeah.
No more drilling. Biden said we are not drilling anything else.
Yeah, that's what he says. That's what he says. But dude, you can't just stop drilling. You know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
worried about the January 6th. You know, I don't believe in golden caps. I always have to throw that in there. Like, Donald Trump's not an infallible man.
Hell no. He's
You
got his
know,
flaws.
He's
Look,
everybody does.
Bro, you don't let me just you don't become that rich without freaking pissing off somebody, doing some kind of dirt. So you've done some shit in your life.
But just when Elon bought Twitter and opened up his old account, his tweets popped back up where he was telling people to stay calm. He at one point made a comment about this might be a trap of some kind, and they took that shit down. So, I mean, like, the evidence, should his lawyers get a chance to say a word, which is why they don't they don't have anything to put on him. One of the
which we know, and I'm sure a lot of people out there know, but
it's about eyesight.
If they had something, they would have already prosecuted him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been out of office going on 2 years now. Well, it has been 2 years now in January. So if they had something enough to stick, they would have pinned it on him because they don't like him, period. So the thought of him going to prison, oh my God, that's a huge thing for the people that reside on that side of the spectrum.
It's like I keep saying, it's about visual.
Yeah.
All they got to do is say something silly like he's a Russian agent on the news. There doesn't need to be a trial. There doesn't need to be a real legal accusation. There doesn't need to be a real investigation into it. All they got to say is we think we're going to have to investigate him for being a Russian agent. And everybody with fucking blue hair will scream, he's a Russian agent. So,
yep. I mean, dude,
it's the same thing they do with Yee and everybody. They're doing it with a lot of people, and I see it more than I see the issues now. Like, oh, here we go again.
They oh, that's part 6. Here we go, part 7. Here we go.
Look, either Donald Trump. Now, I will say this, and I've said it a dozen times. Either he's that clean because they've been investigating this man since 2016. Either he's that motherfucking clean, or he's just that motherfucking good. And y'all need to leave the fuck alone.
And it's neither. It's neither. If you dig far enough and hard enough, you'll find some dirt on him.
But nothing politically.
No. A lot of the things that they say about him have been proven to not be true. So
yeah, it's a cry wolf situation.
And that's why I don't even pay attention to it no more. But honestly,
that's exactly right.
If I can be honest with you, like I'm starting to lean more towards that Trump wave is past. I don't know if he gets elected again, I don't know if he can have that same passion with his fan base, or with his, not his fan base, but the people that voted for him. Dude, I mean, every week this man was going to a different city, a different rally, even as president. You know, you can look, he didn't travel internationally a whole lot. He stayed here.
Right.
You know, that's America first.
Right.
But he had those, I mean, I just don't know. If you think he can hold that same amount of energy in round 2?
I think right now, okay. I mean, let's take a panel. Does anybody not know the motherfucker's running for president?
No, of course they know.
Anybody who wouldn't vote for him anybody who voted for him the first run knows what they're getting as a president from him. We already know. Right. Regardless of if you tell me there's a dead hooker in the trunk of his car, at least as a politician, I know what I'm going to expect from this man. So I mean,
Yes,
we're
but
really at a point of
some of the people that voted for him the first time, which are conservative Republicans, think that he's too far right. There's a whole sector of Republicans that are so close to center, they're damn near lefties, but they're still Republicans.
I did too.
We're going to lose
voted
that.
for him twice.
You're going to lose that voter base,
Right.
like where Liz Cheney resides. She's still a fucking Republican. She still holds the same conservative Christian values, but you think she's a Republican? Bro, she's definitely, she's right. She's so close to center, she might as well be on the left.
I think it's time to like quit looking at party lines and just
I've
start
been
voting
saying
on
that
character.
forever,
Like
but you can't do that. Like, you can't even become president of this country unless you identify Republican or Democrat.
that's true.
Bernie Sanders, proven. And you know why that is? You know why that is?
Man, Bernie is
As a little history lesson, you know why you cannot be president as an independent?
why?
Because fucking, what's his name? Ron Paul ran as an independent in the 80s and almost fucking beat Ronald Reagan because he took so much of the Republican voter. Like, even the Democrat almost beat Ronald Reagan. Fucking Ron Paul ran as an independent and he almost became fucking president. And the minute that he got defeated by just that slim majority, Ron Reagan and Republican Congress went in and made a new law that says you cannot be president as an independent.
Wow.
Now, of course, if I remember correctly, I believe, ma'am, you said you just graduated law school. So, you know, I know it doesn't specifically say that. You can't run as an independent.
Hey, yeah, if anything big says is said at the Jane 6 thing while you're watching it, let me know.
Too. I can't wait.
Drop a note.
Yeah, she's gonna retire her $1 million ranch in Wyoming somewhere, maybe next to.
Man, her and her dad are good at burning ships down, huh?
Apparently.
No, wait, that was John McCain, not Cheney. My bad. No, Cheney shot dude in the face while hunting.
Yeah, shot him in the face. Thought he was a bird.
Can't trust him with a gun. Can't trust him with the country, dude.
He forgot.
Look like a bird.
He said he looked like a bird.
Your face looks like a bird.
Face look like a fucking bird. Like, shit. Why don't you just say you don't like the dude?
It's a good thing.
I'm gonna take you fucking hunting. No, the fuck you're not.
It's a good thing Schumer didn't go hunting with him.
Shit. That shit.
Look, a fucking bird. We got a lot of rhinos. You know, I don't like to quote Dan Bongino, but you know, he says it right. Not all the Republicans are Republicans.
Some we already know that.
None of the Democrats are Republicans.
I feel like I've aligned Republican my whole life. But dude, people, I even got snookered into voting for Barack Obama.
Oh yeah.
Dude, you know why? Because John McCain was an idiot. We both know that. He was a fucking idiot. That's the reason why Barack Obama got elected to begin with.
I look back on it though, and I see the psyop now, though.
And it was no different in 2012 when Barack Obama got reelected. Who was the Republican candidate in 2012? Motherfucking Mitt Romney, bro. Like, man, my grandma could beat Mitt Romney in an election.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's exactly right. Everybody did. But I mean, like I said, I look back on it now and I see the psyop. In fact, during the Obama administration, you know what? I might have caught on from the beginning. Because I will always say this entire big issue we've been facing, the big like separation and dismantling of our country started with the trade. It started with Zimmerman. Remember when they tried to sell Zimmerman? They tried to sell Zimmerman to us as a Caucasian, and it turned out like halfway through the trial. Wait a minute.
I think we briefly touched on that last week.
Remember they were lightening his skin in the photos and shit?
But yeah, I mean, Barack Obama.
Kilpatrick killed that vibe for me. He bankrupted. Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah. Detroit.
For sure.
Well,
Detroit used to be a great city, though. Yeah, I've been there twice.
Everything in Detroit was bound to get taken over by gangsters because famous
But
for it.
that's famous for that though.
Yeah.
Even
yeah.
during Prohibition, like the gangsters just took over Detroit, like
Chicago,
smuggling alcohol and
Detroit.
shit. Yeah, that was a thing. Because I mean, I don't know, but shit, that's right across the lake, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Like if you can go by land from Detroit to Chicago, it's like a 12-hour drive, but it's like a 4-hour boat ride or some shit. It's like boom. But if you drive, you got to go all the way around the fucking lake or some shit.
2 if you piss somebody off.
Yeah. I mean, it is America. Somebody got a jet boat that can get you there in 1, but it's going to cost you, you know? How badly do you need this product taken to Chicago?
I've been up there a couple times. My baby mama.
And I'm glad that I got up there twice before it turned into a shithole. Because I heard it's bad now. But
everywhere's bad. Look at it.
I honestly think that's like, you know, your leftist policies in your inner cities. Like all your inner cities that are controlled by Democrats are fucked. And I'm sure that there's a few that are a shining light, but they're not. I mean, Baltimore, shithole. Philadelphia, shithole. I mean, dude, it's unreal. Chicago, New York City, they're all run by leftist mayors, and they're shitholes. Every one of them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, every city has its bad part of town.
Yeah, but when it's
you know what?
Maybe
it comes down to, you remember how I always talk about Jefferson? If I ever gave you my theory on Charleston and why everything around here is so bad.
I mean,
used to be this little part of town called Jefferson. Christy's not from around here, so used to be this little part of town called Jefferson, and everybody knew what went on in Jefferson.
Yeah,
there was
joints, and
there was a naked car wash. There was strip joints.
Yeah,
all the drugs were in Jefferson.
It was the Sin City.
It was.
Of West Virginia, anyway.
But if you wanted to do these things, you went to Jefferson.
You know.
They went down and they shut down Jefferson. What do you think was going to happen? They thought everybody was just going to quit and go home?
No, see, you missed out. You forgot the part where
now you got a bunch of little druggies and stuff colonizing.
You forgot but you forgot the part where the little town of Jefferson decided that they wanted to become the big city of Jefferson. You remember that?
Yeah.
And the strip club owner became the mayor, and the bouncer of that strip club became the cop. Bro, they had a fucking racket going on.
Leave them alone.
Yeah. Dude, they would pull people over just for the fuck of it.
That's
how you get revenue.
The problem was contained.
Shit. Kanawha County was like, bro, y'all are done. Shut this shit down. Motherfuckers.
All right, man.
God, that was great. But yeah, let's
hit FTX, man. Have you been following that?
Dude, I know very little about that shit. I don't keep up with no crypto. And when I heard about it on the news, about them going bankrupt, that was the first time I ever heard of them. Honestly, you know,
I'm the same way, but apparently dude from Shark Tank had invested billions into it.
Celebrities alike. I did all kinds of them. Dude, there was Tom Brady did an FTX commercial.
Our governor,
LeBron James,
Manchin.
Yeah,
Joe Manchin.
Politicians got into it. Oh, there's all
kinds. It was donated
a
bunch of money to the DNC. It was.
Well, hold on a second.
Well,
not quite.
Oh,
not quite. Ukraine. Where they're getting the money, you can use your imagination. Ukraine is investing money into cryptocurrencies through FTX. The country of Ukraine through FTX. FTX is then making donations to Democratic caucuses. So, you know, I mean, like, you know, Peter Doocy came straight out and asked her the other day, so is Joe Biden going to return that $1 million donation to FTX? She had nothing to say, bro. Nothing to say.
Oh, God.
What a miss.
That was never drafting these.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the thing is, they arrested this guy.
They got his girl. They arrested his girlfriend.
Yeah,
already?
They arrested his girlfriend.
I know they were talking about it, but I didn't know. I know he's coming to the U.S. though. I did see that because he's not going to fight extradition because I can imagine that U.S. prisons are way better than Bahamian.
Why would you arrest a man hours before he was going to be sworn in under oath in front of Congress and questioned harshly Jim Jordan was about to get his claws in him. Josh Hawley was going to have his claws in him.
One-word answer for you,
Comer,
sir.
the hard hitter from the Carolinas, man, he was going to have his claws in him. He was going to have a Kennedy in his ass in about 4 hours. Why would you arrest this man? That's a prosecutor's dream come true. All admissible in court.
Which is exactly the reason why he was arrested. Because that testimony...
Yeah, they probably got him in front of the same video camera Epstein was in front of.
That testimony was definitely going to be admissible.
Well, now he's got 3 lawyers. I mean,
he'll have more than that before it's
hold
over.
Up the hearings now.
Because he don't know where any of the money went, but he's got some good lawyers. If he don't know where the money went, he's broke. So where's he getting these good lawyers from?
Hey, we got another guy, Mr. Miller.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
But
what's up, man?
Dude, that's like it's all connected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if this dude is broke because all the money's gone, how does he pay for these high profile lawyers? You know what I mean? I think that it comes back to those donations that he made to the Democratic people.
Absolutely.
And then they hired his lawyers. That's the only way. And then he's probably going to do some time, but he's not going to do a lot.
In a country club.
Then I would say 6 months from now, you're not even going to know this guy existed. No. But if you lost any money with them, you're fucked.
Yeah.
But those, all that money's going to be gone. Just like it was with Bernie Madoff.
All right, man. Let's dive into the files.
Oh, yeah. Twitter files. All right. You want to start us off, or I got it up right here?
Absolutely. Yeah, there is.
I'll start us off since I've already got it up. In Twitter File 7, we present evidence pointing to the organized effort by representatives of the intelligence community aimed at senior executives at news and social media companies to discredit leaked information about Hunter Biden before and after it was published.
This one gets juicy, so
the story begins in December of 2019 when a Delaware computer store owner named John Paul Mac Isaac contacts the FBI about a laptop that Hunter Biden had left with his business. On December 9th, 2019, the FBI issues a subpoena for and takes the Hunter Biden laptop.
So anyway, here, skip up. So yeah.
So basically what you're saying is 1 year before the 2020 election.
Right. So here, skip forward a little bit right here. Shortly before 7 p.m. on the 13th, Hunter Biden's lawyer, just skipping names.
Oh, yeah.
Had just learned from the New York Post that his story about the laptop would be published the next day. Dude, Agent Elvis Chan sent 10 document to Twitter, then head of site integrity, Mr. Roth, through teleporter one-way communications channel from the FBI to Twitter. The FBI was officially motherfucking.
Oh yeah, dude.
Heads up, hey, so they knew at Twitter that this was real when it came out.
Yeah, all of these juicy nuggets are just juice. That's really all it is. But we now know 100% that the FBI is a politicized arm. It's a armed wing of the Democratic Party.
Not
like they don't care about us citizens.
It's about FBI, the DOJ, the working with social media, actual media. I mean, what do you think was going on at Facebook and Google?
Right.
I keep saying it. I mean,
right. It's all it's coming out. Dude. You can't tell me that Elon Musk ain't got some bodyguards around him because this shit's
Oh,
getting
God.
juicy.
Well, apparently he's stepping down for Twitter.
Well, that's what he says, but I don't see how that doesn't make any sense to me.
So then they canceled the New York Post account, and then within hours, Twitter and social media companies. Oh, I lost it. Oh, okay.
Oh, right there, number 9.
And just skip up there. Here's no.
No, I don't have the touch screen. I'm not fancy.
But then within hours, they were acting on it, dude. It was happening
and
quick.
yet within hours, Twitter and other social media companies censor the New York Post article, preventing it from spreading, and more importantly, undermining its credibility in the minds of many Americans. Why is that? What exactly happened?
I seen he was stepping down from Twitter. I don't know. He's got to pick somebody to step in.
Yeah, like I don't see how you spend that kind of money on a company just to let somebody else run it. That part doesn't make sense to me. So, but he's so far he's an honest person, and I think he will step down just because the poll said he should. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So who knows?
Right.
But I don't think he should by any means. Twitter is fun now.
Yeah.
Like I deleted Facebook months ago, man, and I have never thought about going back. That place is toxic. It's not even fun.
Right.
Twitter's at least fun.
Right. Right.
So, I mean, you can, but these Twitter files they definitely are showing that there is a,
oh yeah,
there is a not just communication, there is familiarity between the DOH contact or the Homeland Security contact and the Twitter contact. They're friends. Like they're on a first name basis. You know what I mean? They're having conversations via email like you and I would on the phone. Like, what's up, dick face? You know
yeah, yeah.
So it's,
hey, if anybody asks about this, tell them.
But yeah, right.
I mean, yeah, I'm all the way up from 40s, but no, they
did the same thing to Facebook.
But it's just over and over with what you've seen in the last couple drops, except exactly how they weaponized all of it directly toward the Hunter Biden story. Oh,
yeah,
cool. She shared her stream on Twitter.
Oh, sweet. Appreciate it.
So, like, everything you've seen in, like, the first 6 of exactly the tools they used and who was involved, this is the Rolling Stone of exactly how they used it directly against the Hunter Biden story right before the election.
To be a fly on the wall in Twitter headquarters right now, this is Twitter file 7. And I know Elon puts in 18, 20-hour days. He's probably got Twitter files 30 already lined up, bro. Like, we're just waiting for the juice. Like, I just know he's got so much shit.
Right.
So much.
Now, is it true that he sent Twitter files to left-leaning journalists?
Matt Taibbi is a left. He is so far left. Dude, he used to be a reporter for the Rolling Stone. Matt Taibbi is super left, but he got kicked out of the club because he wouldn't go along with the COVID bullshit. And he got kicked out of that club.
Oh.
And so he left as a, what's the name of it's the reporters. The reporters have their own little union.
Oh.
And if you're not in the club, you don't get stories. You don't get jobs. So you're basically outcast from their little club. And so he had to go on Substack and create his own, basically create his own company.
Right.
Same with Barry Weiss. She did the same thing. She used to be a reporter for New York Times or New York Post, a columnist. And she wrote a column that defended Trump, and they fired her ass.
That's all it takes.
And not just fired her from her job, like they kicked her out of that little circle of the press club. And so she didn't have no choice either. She had to create her own. And then she got kicked off of Twitter because, she's a conservative. But that's how but both of these reporters, and I don't know about the Schellenberger guy, but the first 2 reporters he released the Twitter files to are definitely left-leaning reporters. But they're also honest reporters. They're not going to feed you the same line of shit that all the other news outlets do.
So skipping all the way up to 38, just because I don't want, we could this could be a 5-hour adventure. By 10 a.m., Twitter execs have bought into a wild hack and dump story. The suggestion from experts, which rings true, is there was a hack that happened separately, and they loaded the hack materials onto a laptop that magically appeared in a red.
We're talking magic now. This is an official story. Something magically appeared. That's great. It's magic.
I'll say it again. I've had enough ex-girlfriends to know when I'm being lied to. You know what I'm saying?
I got experience in that department.
You're lying to me. You're lying to me. It
magically
appeared.
Come on, man.
Did Agent Mulder investigate this shit? You're right. Each person involved should get a federal conspiracy charge.
Absolutely. Anyone at Twitter that assisted with this censorship and anyone that requested a censorship, they should all be punished. They're both guilty.
Oh, I mean, how many intelligence people officially walked up in front of the fucking Congress under oath and was like, that's Russian disinformation. There's absolutely no.
Adam Schiff.
Jerry Nadler sat on his bench, little penguin looking motherfucker, and was like, that is Russian disinformation and it cannot be utilized
from
in
this
Congress
day forward.
Motherfuckers.
From this day forward, however long this podcast lasts, can we officially agree that from now on, whenever you say Jerry Nadler, you have to say Cobblepot? Like, you can't call him by his real name.
Fair.
Like, it has to be something we stick to.
How about little penguin motherfucker?
I don't care. But it's not his real name. We call him whatever the fuck we want, because that's Penguin, bro. I swear to God. I have never been that close to his face, but I bet you his nose is pointed the same fucking way.
But he wears black gloves.
You fuck. That mother, and his pants are pulled all the way up to his chin. That's how I know it's Cobblepot. That dude is weird,
dude.
Like I don't want my elected officials to have their pants sagging around their asshole either. You know what I mean? I want some clean cut dudes, but damn, like how far up do you got to pull those pants, dude?
And you ever look at the people that run our government and be like, wait for it. The government has 50,000 employees, 500,000 employees, maybe 1 million.
I mean, it's a lot.
And these are the motherfuckers in charge. The dude that looks like Jason Bourne in lipstick, stealing motherfucking luggage.
Look,
fucking.
My dad told me years ago, and it didn't ring true until I worked for the state. For 2 years, I worked for the state, but it didn't. You're sitting on my cord.
Oh,
it didn't ring true until I actually worked for him. But my dad used to say, my whole life, I heard him tell me that public sector employees are private sector failures. Bro, like, tell me you don't. Now you look back at this shit and you're like, you know what? This is so fucking true. These motherfuckers couldn't hold a real job for shit.
So there's hope for me.
There is. You can be elected. Dude, when Obama ran for president in 2012, West Virginia nominated a prisoner.
Yeah.
You remember that shit?
Yes, over
we would
Obama.
not vote for Barack Obama for nothing. This dude was a convicted murderer.
Yes.
In Mount Olive Penitentiary.
Hang on.
We voted for his ass because we didn't want to vote for Barack Obama.
Yes.
That's when they said West Virginia was full of racists and hicks.
Yes.
So we wouldn't vote. We voted for a convicted
What
felon.
was that guy's name?
You have to Google it.
Oh,
I don't
God.
know. I couldn't tell you. That was too long ago. Was it 2012? I'm pretty sure it was in 2012 when he was running for re-election. Because in 2008, he shut down all kinds of power plants and did all kinds of stupid shit. And
who was the inmate? Oh, no, didn't work. Who was the inmate that beat Barack Obama in the presidential election in West Virginia? Keith Judd.
Yep.
Keith Judd.
I don't remember what he was convicted for, but he was doing some hard time.
Yeah.
He's been in there for a minute. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna be president. Bro, if he can run, you can too. You know, He used his commissary money to file for president because I think it cost like $200. This motherfucker used his commissary money to file paperwork to run for president and got some votes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That shit was classic, right?
That's
there.
the most that West Virginia's not supposed to be Southern, but that's the most South shit you can ever.
The most Southern northern state you've ever run across.
We're fuck both of y'all.
We got iced tea and hot tea.
Shit. Hell yeah.
Dude, I'll never forget the day I ate dinner at fucking Pittsburgh and I said I want a glass of sweet tea and she looked at me and had no fucking clue what I was talking about. No clue.
My first time above the slaw line. 2.5
hours away, 3 hours away, and these motherfuckers don't know what sweet tea is. Like that's when I knew West Virginia is one of the, like I said, the most southern northern state you got.
Dude, first time I left West Virginia, she's from Tennessee. I don't know if she's aware that up here we eat chili and coleslaw, onions
on a hot dog.
It's a West Virginia dog. Yeah. It's a West Virginia dog. And the first time I really traveled alone somewhere and got hot dogs, and I ordered a hot dog with everything, and they said, "What's everything?" And I told them, and they just stared plainly at me.
A lot of people don't even know what coleslaw is.
I fucking offended them. And what the fuck is that yellow slaw?
Yeah.
Don't put that shit on my hot dog. Yeah, that's fucked up.
That's some fucked up shit. Some fucking yellow slaw. Man, dude, I'm telling, I might fight you if you put some fucking yellow slaw on my fucking hot dog. Like, for real. We might have to step outside.
Okay, so there was evidence that FBI agents have warned elected officials of foreign influence with the primary goal of leaking the information to the news media. This is a political dirty trick used to create the perception of impropriety. I can say it and I can read it. I can read it. I can't say it. Impropriety. In 2020, the FBI gave a briefing to Senator Grassley and Johnson, claiming evidence of Russian interference into their investigation of Hunter Biden. The briefing angered the senators who say it was done to discredit their information. Getting old. The unnecessary FBI briefing provided the Democrats and liberal media the vehicle to spread their false narrative that our work advanced Russian disinformation.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Notably, the FBI General Counsel, Jim Baker, I wasn't on, was investigated twice in 2017 and 2019 for leaking information to the news media. You're saying he's under criminal investigation. That's why you're not letting him answer, Meadows asked when he was questioned. Dude. And then he was hired at motherfucking Twitter as their
Not even probably the fucking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, tons of ex-FBI. What the fuck?
Yep. I'm telling you, that's why I don't want Elon to step down. No. I want to see this through. I want to see all the juice.
And then when they get in there to be questioned, I don't remember.
No, they don't say I don't remember. It's I don't recall.
Yeah.
Or I don't have that information available.
Nobody's answered a fucking question.
You're the commissioner. How do you not have that information available? But you're going to see a lot more pushback now.
Right.
Because you're going to see a Republican majority.
Right.
And so if you say I don't know or I can't remember, it's going to be, so you don't want to cooperate with Congress. I'm going to write this down as you're not cooperating.
Right.
That's exactly what Jim Jordan used to do. But when he was in the minority, his shit would get struck down.
Right.
So it was on the record, the transcript, that this particular person didn't cooperate, but it couldn't ever be anything really put on the record because they weren't in the majority.
Right.
Now it will be.
I don't,
It will be. So if you don't give this information, but somebody else we interview does, then they're going to hold this guy
Right.
And what's it called? Contempt of Congress, I guess is what it's called.
Right.
But,
Well, yeah.
yeah. So
I'm sure a lot of people are shitting their pants right now.
they should be. They should be. They absolutely fucking should be.
Right.
There's no.
Right.
I can't wait to see this through.
Right.
Like we've talked about.
They got like 30 days left.
Like what I've said before, my main thing is I need these House Republicans to do an investigation and have it be done before the 2024 election. It has to get done. You cannot draw this shit out another 3 or 4 years. By then, people forget about it.
Right.
You know, it's not newsworthy anymore if you investigate something that long. Like this whole Russian collusion.
That's the intent.
Dude, the average Joe completely forgot about that shit. It's been 3 years. And they're still investigating it.
Oh, yeah.
We still haven't seen a final report from what's his fucking name? Who's doing that report?
That's the definition of shoving shit up under the rug, though.
Exactly.
Man, that rug might get lifted a little bit. You can't. I mean, let's be honest.
Is it the Durham report? Yeah, the Durham report.
Yeah, but forget the Durham report. Nothing in. They've been in charge and sitting in these seats for like 30 years, almost.
Most of them.
Most of them.
Yeah, that's how they.
30 years that house has been under Democratic reign.
And not the full 30.
For the majority of it.
Well, I mean, like the past 10 or 12, past 10 years or so, Nancy Pelosi's run it. Straight 10 years. Before that, Paul Ryan had it, and then John Boehner. It's been under Republican control in the previous, the 2008.
They've gotten awful
Barack Obama didn't really get a lot of shit done in his second term because we had a Republican House.
Yeah.
But the first term is when he shoved Obamacare down everybody's throat, when he had control in the Senate and House.
We need term limits in Congress.
Fuck yes. But the problem with that is we have to get our fucking elected leaders to vote for that. They're not going to vote to put themselves out of a job. I think that's fucked up because you're fucking right, man.
We need to bring fist fighting back to Congress.
Yes.
Let young, vigorous men go in there.
Have to be fists. I could settle with a pugil.
Yeah.
I just want to see y'all beat each other up. Let's see who's really the strongest. That's exactly it. I guarantee you we'd have a lot less shit talking. Let's go. Right now. Let's go. They have a little fucking ring down at the bottom.
Right.
Of the
fuck that. What's all that for? Do it like you see, like, what was it? Was it China a couple years ago
Nobody
where they all broke loose
Fight
on
Club.
each other?
That's exactly it.
Let them start fist fighting again. Then old people won't want to run.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't run this year. I don't know.
Yeah, the young guy might beat me the fuck up.
You want me to introduce what? Here, take this bill to the floor.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not taking that bill. Shit. Hell no. And that's how lawyers got started, right?
Yeah.
Remember that story? Was it like back in Roman times and shit? Since one of our viewers here is a lawyer.
Yeah.
And that's how, because back in the day, they used to settle differences by physical fights. And sometimes the other guy was bigger. So they would hire people to represent them. So the fucking rich landowners are going out and finding the biggest, meanest fucking gladiators to fight the little common dude. That, you know what I'm saying? That's how lawyers got started.
That works. That's how the government started.
Yeah. You find representation. The more money you got, the better representation you get. That's just how it is.
I don't know. Politicians are always going to lie. Or if not lie.
I'm pretty sure a politician in Latin means liar.
Yeah. If not lie, they're at least going to misrepresent the truth.
But it's called. Hell yeah. Your dogs are going crazy now.
Yeah.
Somebody outside. But that's what it's like. If we lie to the American government, it's, it's a felony.
Right.
If they lie to us, it's politics.
Well, I mean,
for sure.
Oh yeah, well, that's like they want Trump's tax return.
Exactly.
They want Trump's tax return, and I feel like any politician that runs for public office, his tax return and financials should automatically become public record for not necessarily for scrutiny. Gotta turn the oven off.
But not all of them. Like, you're a private citizen.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
just because you're running for public office, that doesn't mean that
if you trade in any companies, because I mean, your decisions directly affect the economy. So if you come into office and the first thing you do is sit down and try to help an electric car battery company get up and running that you own stock in,
yeah,
that should be automatic. Like, there should be more transparency if you're a public citizen.
Right. Absolutely.
I don't
want them to miss out on participating, though. You know what I mean? There has to be a way where you can still buy and sell stocks and do it legally as a elected representative. You should still have a way to enrich your portfolio. Especially if you're going with term limits. You know what I mean? Like, these people aren't going to be politicians forever.
Right.
So they should have a way to be able to make that worth their while.
Hire a financial advisor. Have him handle it.
Right. Have them something. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way to make it legal.
We need to remove the dirty money from politics. No lobbyists, no gives. You're right. Exactly. We need to remove all the financial campaigns.
Or you make everything 100% transparent.
Right.
And if I want to, I'm sure there's a website out there that does it. But if I want to, I can go and invest in the same shit you are. Your stock portfolio should be public.
Right.
And if I want to invest in that company because you did, I will.
Nancy Pelosi just bought 30,000 shares of Pfizer. Hey.
You know what else Nancy Pelosi just bought a whole bunch of? Like, she bought a whole bunch of shares in this fucking some fucking mineral that is in electric car batteries.
Cobalt,
it's
lithium.
One of them. It's something like that. It's one of them rare minerals, and then now fucking like all these car companies are going electric now. I think GM's going full electric by 2035.
Hybrid's a genius.
So
electric's unnecessary. Just go with hybrid. I mean, I agree. I agree when you're downtown doing 10 mile an hour, having a golf cart makes sense.
I don't want to say electric is whatever you just said. You know what I mean? Like, it's not useless. It has its uses. The technology and the infrastructure is not there for me as a consumer to even want this in my life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if I can't recharge my electric car in about 6 or 7 minutes, however long it takes me to fill up my gas tank.
Right.
Woo! If I can't fill that motherfucker up, like, I don't want a part of it. Don't fucking tell me I can drive 400 miles, but I got to park for 8 hours.
Right,
like,
right.
That doesn't sit well with me, dude. Like,
right.
No.
I'm not a trucker.
I want to fill this bitch up.
That's how the trucker shit should work.
Yeah. And then, you know, Tesla just introduced the semi-truck, electric semi-truck, 500 miles it could travel on one full charge, which is about what a trucker would drive in an average day at 60 miles an hour. It's about 500 or 600 miles an hour a day. But how long does it take to charge that bitch?
Right.
You got to sit on the fucking charging station for the next 12 hours?
Can a power grid take an influx of trucks?
Can it? That's what I said just a minute ago. The infrastructure is not really there yet.
All right.
So I'm not really on board with the electric cars
at all.
To reduce pollution, it's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard. Because I'm charging my car with a coal plant. It's like, unless you live in areas such as Tennessee that has nuclear energy in their power grid.
As for us, we live in coal country. We know how clean coal is.
Like, our nearest nuclear power plant might be in Tennessee.
Right.
I think it's down in that Tennessee Valley Authority. So that's like southern Tennessee or some shit.
Right.
That's the nearest one we have, and I don't think we get any power off that grid.
Check this out. The FBI's back to Mr. Schellenberger. We're getting toward the end of them. I've just been skimming. The FBI's influence campaign may have been helped by the fact that it was paying Twitter millions of dollars for its staff time.
True that.
The FBI was paying Twitter millions of dollars for its staff time. I'm happy to report we have collected. We need jingle bells. Ching, ching, ching. $3,415,000. Well, 15,323. Since October 29, reports an associate of Jim Baker in early 2021. Motherfuckers.
Wow.
In the end, the FBI's influence campaign aimed at executives at Twitter. Wait, I went backwards. And pressure from the FBI on social media platforms continues. In August 2022, Twitter executives prepared for a meeting with FBI whose goal was to convince us to produce more FBI EDRs, emergency disclosure requests, which is a warrantless search.
Wow.
Motherfucking.
Wow.
So basically, they were like, "Yeah, we know it's not real, but we know it's real, but you're gonna have to keep quiet about that." It was like an Office Space moment.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Like I want to say that like it's juicy. It is juicy. It's good to know that there's somebody out there that's doing good. Elon Musk is our modern day Batman. I believe we've already talked about this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this is scary. This is scary.
This is some 1984 shit.
Yeah, to know that the federal government, the only power that it has is the power that we, the people, give it. And it has so much power to influence a social media company. That by itself is scary. That to me says our federal government is out of control and it needs to be reeled in.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not saying we like some violent uprising or not, but somehow, some way, we the people have to take this power back,
right?
Because they are fucking corrupted. Like the whole federal government. I'm sure there's some good people in there, but as a whole, the whole system is just scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. You know, I'm the president and my brother's the vice president, and nepotism is just rampant through every fucking government agency, and we're all family. So are you going to do something to piss me off? No, we're family. We're going to run this. We're going to run this whole department. Right. We're going to do what I say, and we're all going to rich ourselves.
Right.
And no matter what I think personally, I'm going to do what you say because this is a fucking sweet gig.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, I'm tired of all this shit.
Me too, but this is a way that we can vent. You know what I mean?
Right.
And right now we got 1 or 2 viewers, and they're cool people so far. So that's awesome. You know what I mean? But maybe
I'm from a small town, and
small town.
There's no
bro. This is not a town.
Okay, I'm from a holler.
We live
There's no city board.
Right. Yeah. Look, we got holler justice. I promise you 3 or 4 of my neighbors get shot before we call the cops.
I told you.
That's when the shit's got out of control.
I'm from where they filmed Buck Wild and Teen Mom.
And I'm probably sure they got a new one coming out called Young, Strung Out, and Homeless.
Oh my God. But, where we going to follow a guy down the road with his wife dragging a suitcase like 40 yards behind him? Oh my God. Bad.
That's why I try to focus on the good shit. Like, there's a lot of good going on in Charleston, West Virginia, but damn, it's so hard.
There is, but I can't afford it.
I just can. But yeah, I mean, I'm just talking about the art scene and shit like that. They're really stepping their game up in downtown.
They are.
It's sad that it's overshadowed by the homelessness.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I'm sure every town has their problems.
Is it wrong to occasionally say sometimes what we need is a little more police brutality?
Probably. Probably. I mean.
So they're calling for the FBI in Congress already to be defunded or dismantled already.
Yeah, and they should be.
Yeah.
Because you've got the whistleblowers that have come forward that says the agents that are actually doing the investigating are the good guys. They are the good FBI agents that you talk about. Those are the good guys.
Right.
Anybody in the position of authority that's in a position of any kind of management or anything, they're all corrupt. From the lowest level management all the way to the very fucking top. And the sad part about that is Christopher Wray was appointed by fucking Trump.
Oh,
So
yeah.
how are you that corrupted? Like,
Who,
you know what I mean?
How many people in Trump's FBI or Trump's administration around him and when he was in office, how many people around him that he brought in there do you think he could actually trust? Versus how many people do you think were like, Jafar from Aladdin in his ear?
Yeah, well, I mean,
he had Fauci giving him advice, for example.
Yeah.
Now, Donald Trump don't know shit about viruses. Not a damn thing. But Fauci does.
Sort of.
Donald Trump doesn't know, like, what a Moab will do to a city. But the general that was standing there did when he told him to drop that motherfucker. Like,
he sure
yeah.
did.
Yeah, I mean,
he sure did. But that's
learned.
also why
his military advisor was shit.
Everybody that disliked Trump, he made it easy for people to dislike him inside that first 2 years. Because, dude, it seemed like from my point of view that there was no continuity in the White House. Like, it seemed like every week he was firing somebody else. He would hire someone and he would fire them. It was so chaotic in his first 2 years.
As we get down
he
the
got
road,
a lot of
sense.
shitty advice, like you said. And eventually, after this bad advice, is when he would find out and he would fire that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then 2 years, he finally starts getting his administration going, and fucking COVID hit and derails everything.
Now here comes Fauci,
Yep.
Mr. HIV himself.
So that whole fucking situation. And dude, that's what, I touched on this subject earlier where I said Twitter files 30.
Right.
Elon Musk already has this shit lined up.
Oh, yeah.
But several weeks ago now, Elon Musk posted on Twitter that my pronouns are prosecute Fauci.
Yeah.
Something he has.
There's some juice. Something.
There's something.
He's made that comment 3 or 4 times. He sees some shit.
There's something. I don't know what it is.
He knows a thing or two because he's seen a thing too.
Right.
Dun, 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 dun.
We are farmers. I love those.
Yeah, but now they are witnesses. Yeah. I bet that guy that works for the Clintons done put his phone on fucking mute.
I don't think the Clintons have any more employees. Didn't they all slip up and catch a case of suicide?
I don't think they had to be plants to screw him. I just think they were existing people who came highly recommended. And yeah, you're kind of right, though. They were plants to screw him.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, because we know. Dude, I went to bed that night with Hillary Clinton, my next president. There was no way Donald Trump was going to win that election.
They were trying to steal that election.
It was all over the news and everything. There was no way Donald Trump was winning that election. I woke up the next morning and found out he was president, dude, and I was like, "Oh my God!"
Right.
Look, the powers that be, the powers that be,
they had to step back.
They had less than 24 hours to say, "Oh shit, we got to have a plan. It's not Hillary."
Right.
And they came up with a plan, and their number one plan was to put fake advisors into those roles.
Oh yeah,
because let's face it, Donald Trump was not a politician. He was going to need as many advisors as he could, militarily, legislatively, the whole nine.
He did a lot of shit by the seat of his pants.
But he knew a lot about economics and business, and he made good business deals.
Right.
And he held China accountable, and he did all kinds of good shit.
Right.
But
I've said a couple times.
Sure.
This is an era we'll be talking about, and they'll be talking about this in my great-grandkids' history classes. And I hope to God this shitty stream is there so one of my great-grandkids can watch me babble on about it for hours. This shit's ridiculous.
Yeah, but and I don't think it's gonna get any better.
I
don't see it getting any better.
I don't know if better, but it'll get more interesting when the other side of the story starts. It can't get better.
Well, here's the thing, and it's Republicans and Democrats.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Dude, you cannot have a house built on debt. We have to get our financial shit under control.
Excuse me, sir, but that's the American way.
It's not. It should not. It cannot be that way. We have to run a balanced budget because that puts our country at a weak spot.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, our oil supplies.
And they've already got this fucking this shit called BRICS. Did we talk about this a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia, Iran, they're all coming together, create their own currency based off gold and oil and real commodities. That's going to collapse the fucking US dollar.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot have a system based off debt. It's not going to work.
No.
It's not going to work.
Well, here's the beauty of that, because I got into reading about that shit. Now, I shouldn't say this out loud, but
I think you're going to. Usually when you say that, you're going to. It's when you look around to see if anybody's listening. I shouldn't be telling you this, but Bob's wife is a bitch.
Under BRICS, countries can agree to trade commodity for commodity. In other words,
In
other words, gold for ore,
whatever.
Grain for oil,
gold for guns,
gold, whatever. What you got, what you need.
Right, it's a bartering system.
Yeah.
Which is still not based off debt.
That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be.
Right. It should be a bartering system similar to that. I like money. I'm not gonna lie. I like having money. I like not having to fucking barter everything.
Charges in 30 minutes. Oh shit. They're going to claim they got charges.
Oh, this is what I talked to you about. This is the J6 committee. Yeah. They're a fucking, man, they ain't shit.
Oh, yeah.
They're brokered. Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. The Saudis definitely brokered that deal. Yeah, and then they try to play it off like they didn't have an option. It was either Brittany Griner or no one else. And no, they didn't. Russia was like, you can have anybody you want, but it's 1 for 1. Y'all chose the fucking black lesbian basketball player.
Hey. I know you hate that I keep saying Brittany Griner's a man. I know you hate that, but I just want to ask a valid question.
And you can't ask that question again.
I want to ask a valid question, damn it. It's going to be a valid question.
Is she a man? That's not a valid question.
If she's not a man, then how come I keep posting pictures of her shirtless on Facebook and I'm not getting nothing said to me?
Maybe she's
Go ahead.
Or whatever that term is, where they smush them down.
If she's not a man, then how come I keep posting?
She's a millionaire though. She's probably on some kind of
hormone. That's a bare woman's chest.
It's hormone blockers, bro. It's not.
So is she transitioning to man?
Well, that's the whole goal most of the time.
Then why is she playing women's basketball? Why ain't she playing men's?
Because it's not fair.
I'm calling bullshit. You got more holes.
I can't tell you that. I don't know any of those answers. I don't reside on that side of the spectrum. I can't give you that answer.
It's like
but it's just like they say women basketball players want like an equal share of their revenue. Okay, so we get that. But I was watching this thing on YouTube the other day. You know what the WNBA made last? Hold on. You know what the NBA made last year?
What?
Stupid numbers. Like billions, hundreds of millions, billions. The NBA made. You know how much the WNBA made?
How much?
Negative 12 million. So if the women want the same revenue sharing as the men get like 18% of the revenue. If the women get 18% of the revenue, that means the women have to pay the league because your league is not financially solvent. Your league is crutched from the men's league. The men's league gave them $12 million so their books could balance. The WNBA is broke. That's why nobody wants to watch that shit. Even women want to watch men's sports. I like women
Hopefully
athletes
for different
too.
reasons.
I want to see women athletes in the Olympics representing our country, doing shit
Right.
like that. I don't even watch men's basketball. I couldn't give a fuck.
Dude, politics is my sport. Politics is my sport.
So you're not going to get me on the whole women's.
There's not a season of The West Wing that's anywhere near this fucking entertaining.
No,
Like, this is my shit.
no. And I got to be honest with you, dude. Unless you were just anti-Trump,
Right.
the last 4 years while he was in office was fuck.
Right.
Because Joe Biden makes his shit look easy. I mean, dude, we got so much shit to talk about on a weekly fucking basis just because this guy's an idiot. Can't turn away. Why are ex-generals going to work for the Saudi government? What? I didn't know that. Why are ex-generals going to work for the Saudi government? Wow. I'll have to look that up. Like generals from our government's military? Watch the A&E plot against America. Okay, I definitely will.
Whatever.
She made a comment about ex-generals going to work for the Saudi government.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it, man. I mean, mercenary
And then-
trade is all the rave nowadays. Yeah, they definitely should have traded her for, if not for the Marine, for the dude that's already been there a long time for pot. I mean, there's already a guy that's in Russia for what, 14 years?
But my thing is, man, like it's so hypocritical because we have thousands of people locked up right fucking here. Right here.
Oh,
for
you're
pot.
right.
For pot.
Well, Biden dismissed all the federal charges, but nobody's in jail for federal misdemeanor.
I was going to say, you better not give that motherfucker credit for that
I
shit.
don't give that credit motherfucker for nothing. He didn't shit his pants today. That's
Right.
all he gets from me.
That mother.
They didn't have to send a rabbit out to lead
You
him
know
to
what?
a helicopter.
That fucking pardon. That pardon didn't pardon anybody.
Which general? Is it General Kirby? I mean, it can't be. It can't be.
That's why I was getting ready to look that up because
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was like our government or if it was like just other governments.
I'm going to say it
Generals.
again, and I bet that 2 on my viewers drops to 1, but
Yeah,
I'm going to say
Our
it again.
ex-generals.
Alex Jones. Yeah,
Is an extremist.
he is, but he made a documentary back in like 2005 called The End Game. It's on YouTube, and he called all this out pretty dramatically and pretty accurately. It's eerie. Like he
Look, I think we've had this conversation before.
kind of nailed it.
And since you brought it up again, I can go ahead and say, like, I think Alex Jones is a fucking idiot.
He is.
But
even
he's been right a couple times. He's been right a couple times. He's been wrong a lot, but he's been right a few times. So you're right there. You know,
I mean,
you're definitely
but-
right there.
You know what the real?
But I
you know-
can't give him enough credit when he is right. Take away all the bad shit that he said. That when he's wrong,
Yeah.
he's just dead wrong. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, it's like
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's probably several generals going to work for foreign governments. I mean,
but that seems treasonous to me.
oh yeah, he called it out back then. I mean, John Kennedy called it out in the 60s.
I don't think governments, like government militaries, should be like a for-hire kind of category. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I swear, I think it's like, it's kind of more like treasonous to go work for another country's military.
Right. Right.
To me.
It absolutely is. I mean, what does that general know on intelligence?
Too much. That general knows about everything there is to know.
Dude, I don't want to go back to the dead horse and beat it some more, but I was listening to somebody the other day talking about the trading him for Griner and how much he knows now about our interrogation tactics, our interrogation goals, what information we were in
Well, you talking
general
about the
looking
Russian they
for. Yeah,
traded?
yeah,
Well, you got to remember, this dude got arrested in 2009.
yeah.
He got convicted in 2011. He's been in our prison since 2011. So he got arrested in 09, dude. Like things
So
have
anything
changed
he
in
knew
20
then,
some fucking years.
anything
Like,
he knew, absolutely obsolete.
yeah, what is that?
now.
13 years?
He does know our prison.
Yeah, he probably knows those pretty
I
well.
mean, he could probably teach a KGB agent how to get out.
The KGB doesn't exist anymore. They're
Yeah.
called something else. It's
I'm
some
sure.
other three-letter
I was
word.
just say, I'm sure they fucking don't.
Yeah, it's the BKG. I don't know what they call themselves, but
Huge security risk, but I mean,
yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like,
absolutely.
that's a.
That would be a.
I guess that's one of the downsides to this being a free country. You know, if you want to retire a military general and go to Saudi Arabia and
That
work for
sounds
the
like the-
military,
That
seems-
sounds like some shit where they'd send a sniper. I can just hear the briefing now, though. General Martin Swagger is now working with the Israeli government, and he has information. Because he was a nuclear weapons specialist and knows everything about our nuclear weapons
breaking.
systems. You're going to
General
have to.
such and such has been sniped. From
There you
7
go.
miles.
There you go.
Shit, that motherfucker is dead. Y'all thought Chris Kyle was dead? Nope, he's still sniping bitches from 4 miles away.
Fucking plane crashed. The plane crashed
Shit,
into his house.
shit, that's funny. That motherfucker. Yeah, that's crazy though. I'm glad you brought that up because I'm gonna have to go. Look that up because that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
to think that generals.
that's a
There's
traitor.
got to be some kind of.
You guys, there's no legal
Are you
protocol.
leaving America? Are you like renouncing your citizenship when you do that? There's got to be something in their contract that says you can't go work for a fucking Saudi
I
government.
doubt there's something under contract, but I promise you there's something in federal protocols.
Yeah, it's got to be. Are they renouncing their citizenship? You think it
It
goes that far?
depends on what your specialty was, I guess. No, it doesn't. I mean, if you're a specialist in American ground tactics, you got to go. You got to absolutely fucking
Well, I mean,
go.
we already know just from the Live Golf shit. If you follow that at all, the Live Golf like completely just upset the PGA Tour just because of how much the Saudi government was willing to pay its golfers. So they paid Phil Mickelson, an old ass golfer who's not even that good anymore. They paid him like $100 million to come over. Dude, the Saudi government has proven that they will pay for top talent. I guess if that means our military officials, then so fucking be it.
Dude, did you see they're building the line? Construction has begun.
The what?
Construction has begun.
Oh, the line.
They're
Yeah,
building the line.
Well, the digging and shit, definitely. I don't know if they actually constructed, but the infrastructure part, the actually digging and the water and all that other shit, they have begun that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's an interesting project to watch. I mean, by the time it's completed,
We'll be dead.
I'll be old as shit or dead. But I'm pretty sure it said estimated completion will be like 2040.
Now, I have one question that I've had from the first time I've watched it, and I've never asked it, and now I'm going to ask. Human society does not exist without sects, levels of humanity, levels of citizenship, types of people, grades of people.
Yeah, it takes all kinds to make a.
What is going to be? Where's the slums going to be? I mean, come on. The slums are going to have to exist, or at least the lower class. I don't think it'll bankrupt them. They got money, and they got half the money and most of the oil, and yeah.
And not only do they have money, they have 200 more years of $100 million days.
Yeah, no, money's not a thing with them. They can do what they want. And let's be honest, they have, no doubt, rewatch Demolition Man.
Right, I was just getting ready to say that.
We're already in a weird mix of Idiocracy and Little Nicky.
Who made that comment?
You think we'll end up?
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say the Demolition Man. That's where the poor people live. It's underneath the new city.
Yeah.
and we could pop our heads up out of the sewer and rob the Taco Bells. Because
See, I'm waiting for them to announce the mega city project in America somewhere, and I got a weird feeling all that farmland that China is buying up and Bill Gates. If you look at a map of where it's at, I have a feeling that's what that's going to be. They're going to build some kind of crazy mega structure.
I wouldn't put anything past them.
No.
That's why I'm happy with my little hole in the wall right here in West Virginia.
Taco Bell, only Taco Bell, for God's sake. For God's sake. You know what? At least you get full at Taco Bell. I leave Chick-fil-A fucking hungry, man. Mad as shit.
Man, look, it's not the job of Jesus' chicken to fill you up. It's just there to cleanse your soul.
If
bro.
Jesus doesn't fill me, what will?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure Jesus will fill you if you really want it.
I try not to eat fucking fast food at all, man.
I don't try. I do. I go out of my way. Bro, I would rather go hit a fucking China buffet than hit the fucking Hardee's or the Wendy's.
Oh, God, yeah.
God, I can't stand fast food anymore.
Who eats fake meat? What the fuck is fake meat? What is that?
It's Beyond Burgers.
Fake meat.
It's Beat Burgers.
Oh, you know what? We had the Beat Burgers at one time at the country club, and I got to tell you, like, I didn't hate it, but no, that's a different item from this other shit. That was the Beat Burger was an all vegetarian product. This plant-based shit is a vegetarian product, but it's not all vegetables.
Right, but the thing is, like, if you're a fucking vegan, leave my fucking burgers alone. Just admit you're a vegan and eat the shit that you eat. Why does your vegan shit got to look like a burger?
I'm the opposite of vegan. I will get a roasted chicken from work and go sit down and pull a leg off that.
Dude, I don't do vegetables.
Bill Gates is creepy, and I was reading a conspiracy theory the other day that said Bill Gates died, and the guy that's being Bill Gates now was actually a woman.
The body double?
Yeah, and they were showing pictures, and I was like, I don't have time for this, and I went on my way because I didn't want to debate it. Because I couldn't sit there and be like, no, because...
Yeah, dude, I wish I had more time to stay up to date on a lot of
vegetables. Are you allergic to vegetables? Legumes are just vegetables, right?
No, they're beans. Legumes.
No, is it? Are they just beans?
Legumes are just beans.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, but that's how they get that red color in that fake meat. Those fucking beets.
Yeah.
And beans and shit like that. That's how they get that red color.
I love some beets.
Ugh. God. Smell like dirt. Dude, I make these fucking
some
Harvard
borscht.
I make these Harvard beets at work that everybody says are fucking delicious. Fucking delicious. I just take the beets out of the can, add some fucking vinegar and sugar, and they're like, oh, these things are fucking delicious. I'm like, they smell like dirt. Like, how the fuck can you get past the smell?
Oh my God, no.
No, I can't do that shit. Fuck some beets, fuck some broccoli, Brussels sprouts. Oh, God.
Some borscht.
And some eggplant. Can't do no fucking eggplant. I can do almost any other vegetables.
See, I like fried eggplant, and I like it in ratatouille, but I can't just eat it like baba ganoush. I can make a good baba ganoush, but I don't like eating it. It's not good. Well, shit. Yeah.
Looks like the one last topic you got up there that we haven't really talked about is who's going to be the speaker.
Ooh, but that's a touchy one.
It is. I don't think it's going to be McCarthy, but
I do too. And here's the thing: like, if McCarthy gets it, then the loud mouthpieces get it. And by that I mean, if McCarthy gets it, Marjorie Taylor Greene's voice is going to be, and Matt Gaetz, they're going to get their fame.
Well, they'll get their committee assignments back.
Yeah.
At minimum.
Yeah.
But we all know, I don't know, because Kevin McCarthy is a conservative Republican. He's not a Trump Republican.
No.
He doesn't, you know what I mean? So he's not a fan of Marjorie Taylor Greene. He's not a fan of Lauren Boebert. He's, those two, even Matt Gaetz, they're like the squad
Jordan
from
would
the
be
left.
nice. Yeah.
They're the extreme right versus McCarthy's kind of more centered.
Yeah, but he calls out the
So I don't know how much.
I don't want Jordan to be speaker. I want Jordan on I want Jordan doing what Jordan does. And that's tearing ass. 10 a.m. He does. Jordan, I want Jordan right where he is. Give me 2 more minutes, counselor.
Yep.
I'm almost done.
And your 2 minutes will be given.
Yeah. So back in 2003,
I
you
think
said
Jordan would be a great fucking speaker, but I
He
need
would,
him
yeah.
slaying people right now.
Yeah, he does. He does work.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, McCarthy.
I
would
think
be a good
Elise
speaker.
Stefanik. That's another one a lot of people don't talk about. She's a Republican from New York. She's like the third Republican in the House. She would be a great fucking speaker. And she is fiery.
Yeah.
Whoo, she got a tongue on her, man. And she backs Trump.
Yeah.
But she's got a tongue on her. Like, she does not hold back. I really like her.
Kennedy, I don't know how much longer he'll be around, but I like when he digs in. He digs in hard.
Mm-hmm.
These are just people that ask right questions, though. You know, you can tell the difference between the people that ask the right questions and the people who are like, so what'd you have for breakfast Sunday afternoon?
I just wonder, man. You know, we talk about this shit a lot, but we both reside on the right side of the spectrum. Of course, our podcast is called Middle of the Road because we like to think towards the middle, but we're on the right.
Right.
Is there a path to politicians making laws and stuff that's good for America? Not good for left or right.
I think
Is there a way back to that? Because you know that's how it used to be. Even if you were a Democrat or a Republican, you still had an invitation to Christmas dinner.
right.
That's not how it is anymore.
No, and the reason I called it the reason we went by middle of the road was because my thing is I hear the complaints of the left. I hear them. You're right.
Yeah.
You have a viable complaint. My thing is the answers you have been given or the options you've been given as answers by the media and your government are not answers to the problem at all, but temporary solutions to buy votes till the next election.
Which is the same thing that's been happening year after year after year.
It's the same thing with Republicans. Hell, if look, man, if a Republican come out and say, I get up on stage and say, I'm going to bring Jesus back to get votes, they get up there and fucking say it.
They get a lot of votes.
They get it is what it is. Both sides are playing the same games. There's a middle ground where we don't want to play games. We want a fucking country, but there's definite games going on from both ends.
And I think we need to get away from that shit.
Definitely. You know, and it starts with saying smart ass things that I say that people get mad about, like the entire coexist movement. Drunk. Who's drunk? The entire coexist movement is divisive.
Yeah.
Because it actually is based on finding each other's differences.
Right.
Like again, your complaints are valid. There's police brutality, and there's an issue in the fact that police see citizens as threats as soon as they get out of the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's the bigger problem. That right there is just societal decay.
Right.
And that's from the police too. The police were once children. They're products of this environment too. They're no different than we are.
No.
But 90% of the criminals out here just have no home training. Whether that's what I'm saying. You can't answer police brutality as it's just as simple as this.
Right.
It's a much, much bigger problem than that. Much bigger problem than that. And it has everything to do with home training. You're fucking not taught how to act in public. Period.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's bigger than that because the cop had a single mother too. Just like the guy from the hood.
Right.
The only difference is the cop was surrounded by a different neighborhood. You know what I mean? The guy in the hood is surrounded by that environment. You are a product of your environment. I don't care what you say. Even the most successful person in the world, if he had a troubled childhood, he still shows some insecurities from that childhood.
Right.
You're a product of your environment. Always.
True statement.
Always.
That's a true statement.
And that includes the cop.
Oh yeah.
So the cop might have spent his whole fucking life watching his dad beat the shit out of his mom. And as soon as you get out the car, the only thing he can see is his fucking dad. He's like, I'm gonna beat this motherfucker's ass. And you know what? It don't show up in a mental exam. That kind of shit don't show up in a mental exam.
Mm-mm.
That kind of shit shows up in the heat of the moment. When you least need it to show up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And that's just my opinion. I know that there are cops out there that are like, I'm going to beat this black motherfucker to death. You're just a racist piece of shit. Just like there are racist people, there are racist cops.
Right.
You can't beat,
Right.
you can't,
Right.
get around that. But dude, that's just my take on that police brutality. And I kind of forgot what we were even talking about. I think it was the Speaker of the House, but before you got on that, we got off subject on that. But yeah, dude, I feel like a lot of this society's problems begin at home.
That's true. Well, you know what breaks one man to another. I mean, there's always the story of the two brothers and the alcoholic father. One became successful and doesn't drink, and the other one's a complete drunk, and both will tell you it's because their dad was an alcoholic. But yeah, we're definitely products of our environment.
But
we're definitely
the story. The moral to that story was the successful one did everything he could to not become like his father.
Right.
That's why he was successful.
Right.
Whereas the other brother fell into that same pattern.
Right.
And you know what I mean? That was the moral of the story. And that's a great story. And it happens because, I mean, me and my sister, two totally different people, raised in the same home, 2 years apart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my sister's got her own issues with drugs, and I've never done I can't say I've never done a hard drug in my life.
Well, hell, my brother's a priest. How opposite can you get?
But dude, I've known you for 20 some fucking years, and I've never met this dude.
Right.
So this motherfucker, the day he turned 18, he took off and flew the fuck up out of this holler. He was gone, son. Fucking gone. And he ain't looked back. He ain't been back but once or twice since I've known you, even for a fucking visit.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? I got a friend that I've known for 20 plus years, and I don't even know his family.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's crazy. So that just says a lot about your brother. Whether that was your mom or your dad or a combination of the two, that motherfucker was gone out this fucking holler. Boy, he probably couldn't run fast enough out this motherfucker. He graduated Sissonville High School and was gone on the next flight.
Right.
Was it Army or something? Right out of high
Air
school?
Force.
Yeah,
right. I ran right out of high school too.
Yeah, I did too. I wasn't even out of high school when I was signed up for the fucking Army.
Right.
I was like, shit, I could sign up in my junior year? Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. I signed up for the Air Force and decided, nah, I'm going to go Navy, which was the dumbest shit I ever did.
Yeah, no doubt.
Dumb shit. Well,
I mean, who wants to be a seaman?
I am the king of making shit harder on myself.
But just the idea alone that the Navy starts you off as a seaman, that alone should scare people out of being called a seaman and wearing those stupid fucking bell bottoms that float. That's the only fucking reason they're bell bottoms is because they float.
Look, man, I wanted to be Popeye, okay? I wanted to.
Well, you didn't poke your eye out, so it's can't and you probably couldn't smoke on any of those shit. So you can't really, you know what I'm saying?
No, they frowned upon my pipe.
But you had one.
Yeah, I spent my entire life on the wrong road.
A corncob pipe while you're building bombs or whatever the fuck you did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, the thing about working with explosives, you know you had a good day at work. You never know you
Yeah.
had a bad one.
That's right. That's right. Dude, I spent my all summer long, like really, really trying, focusing on hitting a better golf shot. Sometimes I suck at this fucking game, but I still play it every fucking chance I get. So I was watching a lot of
I did
YouTube videos.
ROTC.
Watching a lot of YouTube videos trying to figure out how to hit this golf ball better. Video from like 1999 pops up. It's Arnold Palmer. He says, I've never